Hello, everyone. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. To my right is Lucas, and we've just watched Liverpool 2, West Ham United 1. Gutted. Absolute gutted. First half was shit. Second half was great from us. I'm going to be honest. I thought it was excellent second half. Before we get started in this, smash a like on the video. Subscribe to E20 Zone TV. Hit the notification bell. You know what to do. Don't hesitate. Like we don't hesitate. Do you know what I'm saying? Lucas, how you doing, man?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I just watched that. I feel Folly Skulls. You say something about poor old Ollie, mate, and then people start coming out and acting like pussy holes on X. Wankers on X. Fuck you. Yeah, I mean, and then the link is in here. If you want to come on and say it to me, come and say it to the fat cunt. Do you know what I mean? Because I've just about had enough of them wankers on X. I really have. Fucking for the waste men, honestly. What did you make of that today?
Um, I mean, you really, to sum it up again, just like it's another match where first half not really good, and then the second half we turn it around a lot more than the first. I'm positive about the second half and I guess the performance overall, but I swear to you, I just come out of these matches like things just are like weirder and weirder for me for some reason. Again, that might just be because of my mindset on the season.
Right.
As of late, I don't know, but overall, I think it's a positive that we can take away from this. I think one, again, just a weird match. Like we concede in the first half, beautiful ball from Mo Salah to Luis Diaz to just cut through everyone, and then the second half, just like kind of a lot unraveled. That James Ward-Prowse handball, I'll be honest with you, I don't know how we got away with that.
Right.
And then Kudus had a half chance in the first half as well. And then Mavropanos misses a header right before halftime. Then I think that the handball that I'm talking about came in the second half. Then we're starting to look a bit better. Then the own goal happens, 1-1. And then just after that, kind of classic West. I don't know.
Do you know what? I'll go through it because obviously, so Daddy wants to come on. Anyone wants to come on, more than welcome to come on. I don't believe that Skulls, it was the right move to put Skulls up against Salah today. I looked at him in the first half, and people are so, oh, well, you know what? Like, he's going to learn from it. That's besides the fucking point, ladies and gentlemen. Like, it really is. You're putting him up against one of the best Premier League players of all time in the Premier League. Like, and it just showed today. It really did. Right. I've got nothing against Skulls. I want Skulls to do well, but there's levels to it. And he was up against a man who's fucking miles ahead of him. Like miles. Do you know what I'm saying? So I felt that was wrong. I felt the midfield in the first half was all over the place. I thought defensively was all over the place. I don't know what happened in the second half. I really don't. So if someone can tell me what they must have done at half time, because they just completely turned into a completely different team. Now, people say it ain't the system. It ain't the system. It is the fucking system. Because when you go 3 at the back or 5 at the back, we're set up defensively. And it's funny. In the second half, when West Ham think, you know what, fuck this, we're going to have a go. We go 4-2-3-1, and then we look a completely different side. We're having shots, we're having chances, we're making things happen. I'm not being rude enough. Think it ain't like it's common sense. If you're sitting on a defensive stance, you're always going to be defensive, in my opinion. And West Ham are not good enough to hold the ball.
For me, it wasn't really like the formation or anything because we did go for it in the end with the substitutions. But even the second half, we were still playing in a 3-5 back, but we just went for it.
No, we didn't, mate. Because Wan-Bissaka was actually playing as an inverted midfielder. So it was like we was just compressed. Like we was a lot better going forward. One thing I noticed with West Ham in the second half, I'm going to say this, fucking tempo of the team. Like keep getting the ball down, moving it fast. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say this, yeah, their second goal should never have happened. Never have happened because Lucas Paqueta gets absolutely cleaned out by McAllister, right? And they don't even. It's not a foul. I think it's a foul, mate. I think it goes through. It doesn't even get nowhere near the fucking ball. Do you know what I'm saying?
Paqueta was excellent today, but he's still the man. Just loves to go down. I mean, as well with Liverpool players as well. McAllister loves to go down, but a bit weak, very weak for me, in my opinion. From Paqueta.
I thought Paqueta was okay today, mate. I'll tell you what, I thought Mo had a good game today. I thought he really tried. He really runned about. He had shots. Like, at least he was having a go.
Again, a lot of positives, I think, to take from today. And again, is the result a bit disappointing with the way it unfolded? Yeah, a bit. But I don't know. It was just good to see Mo, not at his best, but he looked a lot better. Paqueta, probably the best match he's played in quite some time. Some of his passes really didn't. Well, I would say most of his passes really didn't come off, but he was cutting through players, trying to create. So, again, it's not all doom and gloom. The result, maybe not what we deserve, but in terms of performances from players we haven't seen play well in
it's
a
not
while.
doom and gloom. I'm going to say this. It's not doom and gloom, Lucas, right? It ain't, yeah? Because I thought second half we played all right. But this fucking jackal-eyed bipolar FC that we've got currently going on at West Ham, where 1 minute we are completely shit and we should hold 4 or 5 goals in the first half, to then coming out second half and being a team that is playing against the side and making Liverpool look bang average. That's where it loses me with West Ham a little bit, because 1 minute we're so good, and then 1 minute we're absolutely awful and we can't do anything right. It just, there's no balance with us, and we've discussed it on here numerous times. We really have. Right, let's get to this, man. So Daddy, take it away, mate. What do you want to say?
Hello there, guys. But this is the thing with our players. They turn it on when they want to. Like Kudus and Paqueta. They turn it on against the good teams because they want to show off. But like next weekend when we play Southampton, they'll both be crap. Like they're only good when they want to be. Like we're 17th for a reason. Like, yes, we played better second half, but part of that was because later on in the second half, Liverpool backed off more and more. Straight after we scored, they go on the front foot and they score in 3 minutes.
True.
Yeah.
True,
like,
isn't it?
Like whenever
he's not fucking lying, is he? It's just fact.
If they wanted to score more, they could have. The second half, they were more conservative, and then we score, and we got dominated 3 minutes. They take the lead, and then they back off again. But seriously, this has been a terrible season. When will it end? We're 17th.
Yeah.
Just thank God that the bottom 3 are just shit.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with him, yeah? And I'm going to be straight with what Steady's saying. If we're lucky that bottom 3 is shit. Like, I'm going to be honest. Right, we are lucky that bottom 3 is shit. I'm going to ask you this, Lucas, yeah? And then I'm going to let Steady have his final say. Is it acceptable, really, to finish 17th this season when we was 14th when he come in? Really? Because there's got to be a standard, surely.
I would say no, but again, it really depends on who you ask. My answer is no, but at the same time, like, I haven't really been worried about being relegated. As soon as Potter came in, I really kind of threw in the season that, like, what else can we get from this? So it really depends on who you ask. It's a very subjective question. But overall, no. For me, it's never okay to finish 17th.
Oh,
yeah, it's never okay to finish 17th. Wait, hold on, there. Wait there, right? Let me land on this, and I'll bring you in. Right, on this one, this is where it irritates me with Potter a little bit, because to finish 17th, right, Wolves have finished above us, Everton are going to finish above us. That's quite embarrassing. I'm going to be straight. That is quite embarrassing. And I really do hope that they can address this sooner rather than later, right? We can't be finishing 17th. Right, that's embarrassing for this club. It really is. So, Daddy, any final words from you, mate? Go on.
Just to answer that question about if it's okay, I said on Twitter earlier, if we finish 17th, sack him. Like, yes, this squad isn't the best and there's weaknesses, but with some of the players we have, he can get better results than being 17th. Like, we have Jared Bowen. We're gonna finish 17th with Bowen. Like,
true.
Like, all our good players are gonna they might want to leave in the summer. How much longer will Bowen want to stick around if we're gonna be like this for the next few seasons? Because I'm gonna say this. I think it's more likely we're in a relegation battle next season than challenging for the top half.
I can't argue with you, mate.
I really can't. With Sullivan in charge of transfers, it's going to be a train wreck. And apparently we have a small budget. We're in the craps right now.
Yeah. Yeah, all right, mate. Right, so Daddy, I'll let you go, mate. Take it easy. I'll catch you later on. That's been Sir Daddy. I agree with him. listen, people take the piss out of him because he sounds like fucking Kermit the Frog, right? But I agree with the geezer. Like he's speaking fact. Like it's not good enough, and it really isn't. Do you know what I'm saying? I can sit here today and be positive about that second half because that second half was good, and I ain't gonna deny that. But there's no way we should be in the 17th. No chance. Absolutely no chance. How can we be worse? Why? We had Lopetegui and that was bad enough, and we've become worse. That's a worry for me. It really is. Get Ginge quickly. Ginge, what you saying?
Mate, before I answer any of your fucking questions, right, I'm on a mad one, right? How long do Liverpool and VAR and these referees get away with this shit? That second half was absolutely fucking diabolical for me. I'm a referee myself. Now, I know obviously Lucas said it's not a foul for him, but that foul on Lucas Paqueta leading for the corner is a foul. It goes through the back of him. He has no intention in getting the ball. If he did, he would have gone in front of him, but it goes round the back of him. Yeah, people might argue it's soft, but it's a foul. Then the corner comes in. Van Dijk has two hands on one of our players' backs. Full crook, yeah. Has two hands on
that. I do agree.
Yeah.
That's not a foul. It didn't even get looked at. The amount of times that we got fucking fouled in that game and the ref didn't do fuck all. And it does my head. I'm sorry, but I'm on a fucking rage. I've just had to roll a cigarette and try and calm down for a minute.
Right. Why you chill for a second there? Right. What do you make of that today? Because that's bipolar FC for me.
Mate, that is. I feel like bipolar watching that game for 90 minutes. The first half was absolutely diabolical. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, it's Liverpool. They're going to be the league champions. I know it was going to be hard. I said that we'll probably lose 4-0, 4-1, same as usual. And then we come out the second half and we was a complete different team. We actually changed the system eventually, but we had a foothold of the ball a bit more in the midfield. They backed off of us. We created more space. We had more runners. We free-flowed football a bit. The football was faster. The passes were crisper, faster, sharper. Everyone moved quicker. And I thought we were very unlucky at 1-0. And I thought a goal's coming. It's got to. And it came. But just before that, Van Dijk fly kicked someone like Jackie Chan through the air, fly kicks Andy Robertson in the head, and the referee gives a foul against Bowen. Like, that's another example. Like, the refereeing today, that's my main problem. Like, it was fucking shocking.
I've just been sent this, just to interrupt you, I've just been sent this from someone I know, yeah. That is the average area where all the players was today, congest in midfield. Like, can someone explain what system that is to me? Because that's not a 4. That's
do you know what
3.
that is? That's a Christmas tree formation.
Fucking whatever that is, mate. Yeah, I mean, I wish it was the summer fucking time
3, 4,
formation
2,
so we
1.
get it done. You know what I mean? And get it done out here.
You're not wrong. I don't understand that system, like that 3-4.
Yeah.
You're taking a central midfielder out of it to put another wing back. Like Mavropanos isn't. I'd rather have Soufal as a third centre half or even Cresswell. But I know why he hasn't done it, because they're too lightweight, they're too suspect, they're old, they're slow. Mavropanos has got a bit of physical presence about him, but he's not going to do anything other than make a mistake to allow someone like Diaz to skip past him, because he's.
Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something? Right, because I've got someone else who wants to come on. Yeah, right. Quickly, what did you make of Skulls in the first half? Because I've got nothing against the kid. The kid's a very good player.
Mate,
right?
He's up
But
against
Salah.
Arguably one of the all-time greats of the Premier League, and he's going to have his work cut out. He's a youngster learning his trade. He's going to become good. He looks a good prospect already, but he's up against Salah, and he's got no help with the man in front of him.
I agree. The thing is, I agree with it to the point where he's got no help from midfield either. No. The midfield was like, I don't know about you, Lucas, but I don't know what you make of that midfield.
I mean, for me, like, I don't think of this as like a negative experience at all for Skulls. Like, you need to prove yourself eventually. And really, I don't know. Everyone has a different opinion and different philosophy. For me, I don't mind Skulls starting today, and I didn't mind that he was getting cut through that easy because it is Mo Salah. He's one of the greatest to ever play.
Yeah, but I can understand it if you've got a defensive midfielder in there. But I would agree.
With he's got to be tested sooner or later, and this should not knock his confidence at all. This should be a learning experience.
He's been subbed off. He got subbed off last week at halftime.
Yeah.
Emerson come on. He's been subbed off again this week. Listen, I want the kid to do well. I want him to be the next fucking
but at
Glenn
least
Johnson,
he didn't get hooked at halftime. I agree. If he would have gotten hooked at halftime, I can see how that would knock his confidence a bit. But
I don't think Potter done that for his confidence. If you want me to be honest, I think Potter waited. I know. I'm going to be straight. I think Potter waited till about the 55th minute or 60th minute to get him off. Do you know what I mean? And otherwise, if he does it, then that's two in the space of 2 weeks. Do you know what I'm saying? I just felt it was just wrong. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's okay playing him, but put a fucking defensive midfielder in there for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? And let the defensive midfielder help him out.
He practically played an hour, that's fine. I mean, we cannot keep coddling these players.
Right.
Like we talked about Guilherme the other day against Wolves. Oh, you can't not play him and start him against Wolves. These players have got to get tested sooner or later. You cannot hold their hand for 6+ years. They've got to be tested.
I don't know about this one, mate. Like, it's tested, but then he's up against fucking one of the best.
We could have said the same thing against Skrulls against Arsenal, and what did he do?
No, it was up against Unwary, and Unwary ain't nowhere near on fucking Salah's level. Like, you're up against a class
Liverpool,
acting Salah.
2 big occasions for someone to play. Emirates, Anfield, it's a big occasion. All I'm saying is we can't keep doing this. Oh, he shouldn't have played because he'll go up against Salah, or mate, just let them play, let them get experience. This shouldn't be a negative experience at all. This should be something he learns from.
But hold on a minute, right? When they go and play for West Ham, they've got to give it everything against the best players on the fucking.
And he
planet.
did.
Yeah, but in the first half he was getting roasted, Lucas, and that's not.
That doesn't mean he's not trying, though.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's not trying. I'm not saying he's not putting in the effort. But what I'm saying is he's not good enough to handle a talent like Salah. He's not.
People will say Emerson's not good enough either.
I'm going to be straight though. But
we have no options that are good enough. So why does it matter? Let the boy get some experience. Isn't that what we crave for?
I don't know. On this one, but listen, there's playing him. I've got not a problem playing the kid, but give him some defensive help. Give him a defensive midfielder. He's got Soler, Ward-Prowse, and fucking Paqueta.
I think you're making it a bit more negative than
I'm not making it negative. I'm just saying to you, he's up against Salah, so he's going to need to have help on that side because Salah's going to roast him all the time. Where was the help today?
Can I just say
where it was?
When we transitioned in mid second half to latter second half and we became on top, you see what Liverpool done to us? Yeah, they put 2-man. They put 3-man on Kudos. Yeah, so what James is saying, and I make him right to an extent, and I make you right, Lucas. Yeah, you can't just not play him because he's got to be tested. Yeah, I get that, and he's got to have games. He's got to learn his craft. He's still young, but with Salah, you've got to have some sort of support.
Yes, tactically, I agree with what you both are saying and what Fever's saying, but for me, slating Ollie Skrulls today, I don't really see it. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying in general discussion, I don't care if he wasn't that great today because he's going up against Mo Salah. It's a learning experience. End of.
You can't have him up against fucking 1-on-1 with Salah.
You can. He's got to learn eventually.
So just I don't get this one. I really don't. So you're telling me, right? If we're playing fucking someone next season, and you've got a superstar up against fucking Skrulls, and Skrulls gets ruined.
Do you think Ollie Skrulls wants to be one of the best left backs in the Prem?
No, I want Ollie Skrulls to be one of the best West Ham fucking players of all time. But you've got to give him time.
You got to go against the best.
You can't expect him, Lucas, to turn up and be a fucking
no one was. No one is.
I think people are. I think you've got to play.
I think you'd be hard cut to find someone today looking at that lineup and saying Ollie Skrulls should be giving Mo Salah a go. No way.
I don't know. Ginge, I'm gonna let you go, mate. Take care of yourself. All the best, yeah.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Fucking hell. Me and Lucas are at it. Yeah, it was heard. AD, welcome. What are you saying, mate?
Hi, lads. I thought we were absolutely fantastic today. I thought we were just superb, from start to finish. I thought There was only one player that let us down today, and that was Ollie Skulls. I thought the rest of the team was absolutely phenomenal. Paqueta, Kudus, Mavropanos, Tillman, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Toribo, James Ward-Prowse, Carlos Soler. What a difference he made today. I thought we went to the Anfield and we dominated Liverpool. We hit the bar twice. Mavropanos missed a free header. Bowen had a 1v1 chance. There were so many opportunities for us to score, and we just didn't take it. It's really unfortunate that
I want you to explain to me your logic, please, in what you've just said. Because I understand what you're saying about Skulls, because I feel for the kid today. I don't think it's right him going one-on-one with one of the best fucking players.
But he wasn't. If you're going to press up high on the pitch, then obviously you're going to go 1 versus 1. You won't have all these cows holding Soler's hand and going 2v1 with Salah, because then you're going to vacate the middle of the pitch. This is common footballing sense. But every time we were sitting deep, there was Paqueta next to him helping him out with Salah. But unfortunately, today in the goal that you saw, he overcommitted. Instead of basically what he should have done was he should have just held Salah, but instead he overcommitted and tried to win the ball, and he didn't win the ball, unfortunately. And Salah turned him, and they scored the goal. I thought, to be honest, Ollie Skulls for me had a poor game. But look, he's going to learn, in my opinion. These are the games that he is supposed to learn. To be honest, it's a dead season. Nothing really matters. But from what I saw today, I'm extremely positive going to next season, because if you compare the same Liverpool game that we had at the London Stadium earlier this season, I mean, it's not even close. It's like a night and day difference.
I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one, because first half we were shit.
Absolutely. No, we were not shit. I completely disagree with that. We were not shit at all. We were solid. We didn't allow Liverpool too many chances. When we had a chance with Mavropanos towards the end, we were trying to be safe and conservative, and that's what you do when you go to Anfield. You don't fucking go all out and try and hit them. And then the second half, we got more comfortable because we eased into the game. We got our players having the ball more, and I mean, to be honest, we absolutely dominated them.
Right, I'm going to ask the chat. This, yeah, and I want you to comment to say yes or no, right, or agree or disagree. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Do agree or disagree? Do you agree with me that the first half was bad from West Ham? Yeah, to a point. And yes, we was in the game, but Liverpool didn't take their chances. Or do you agree with AD? Right. So just put agree with James or agree with AD. I want to see what the chat says. Lucas, what are you saying, mate?
I overall, without getting too deep into it, I didn't think we were that good first half. But again, I agree with both of you to a point. Like, Liverpool really didn't take their chances, but we did. We were a bit unlucky with some of our chances. Like, first off, Alisson is so good. To me, best keeper in the world. But Kudus could have scored his little chip or whatever shot that is, and then Mavropanos misses practically a sitter.
Yeah, I mean that's my point. So. I mean, they had chances, but so did we. We had a few chances as well that we didn't take. But I mean, we make it seem like I don't understand we were kind of deluded in some ways when we think that, okay, we go to Anfield and we kind of have a good game against them in the first half, especially considering that we are not in
but you can't go from being like, this is the bipolar FC of West Ham United that I'm witnessing right now. Because one half, we're not all that. Second half, we're unbelievable. So how does that work, AD?
Because we ease into games. I mean, that's the normal way.
But AD, listen, I've had you on this channel for the last month now, yeah? And you've said our midfield's not good enough, right? So how can you go from being unbelievably shit in the first half, unbelievably shit, and I'm going to be honest.
No, right? I completely disagree with that. We were not unbelievably shit.
You disagree. That's fine. Right? We're in a democracy. We can agree to disagree on that, yeah? Right. But on this one, how can you go from not being that good in the first half to then the second half being absolutely unbelievable, pushing Liverpool back, looking to score goals, hitting the crossbar with the same side that people keep saying, oh, well, we haven't got the players.
Because, I mean, to be honest, we still don't have the players in terms of midfield. There's no doubt about it, in my opinion. Just because we play well today and just because we played well against Arsenal doesn't mean we negate the other games where we didn't play so well. You know, we can't just look at it that way. Look, I agree with you that in terms of first half, we didn't really like blaze through. You got to remember that obviously Liverpool are coming into it's a huge game for them. They have to win this game in order to kind of seal the title. So they're going to be up for it as well. And then in the second half, I just think we grew into the game. And many a times this happens where players grow into games. Somebody could come and tell me how is it that Ollie Scholes looked more comfortable in the second half than he did in the first half? It's obvious nerves. Nerves are there. Like, these are players. They have their nerves, and then in the second half, you just seem more comfortable. And I thought we were in the second half. I thought we were just incredibly good. And once Fulcro came on, we looked even better.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
I'll ask you a question. No, I'll put this to you, Lucas. I know as it goes. Why was we so good in the second half? What was the reason for it? Because you don't go from being what I believe wasn't good enough in the first to being unbelievable in the second.
For me, I hate using the words like taking the shackles off, taking the handbrake off.
Yeah,
but for me, we're going to disagree on the formation because we didn't, in my opinion, until we brought Soufal on. When Todibo came off is when we went to a back four. But to me, the second half, it just looked like we did take the handbrake off. We were playing a lot more fluid, a lot more open. And again, I agree with AD. You can't be good all the time. Some of these players, they gotta ease into the game. They gotta feel the way out.
It's the same thing though, Lucas, that I'm saying.
But mate, that's a thing though. You can't just hit the ground running every single match.
Yeah, but when you play for West Ham United and you've got travelling fans going up there, we expect this. This is what West Ham fans expect. We expect.
I don't expect that from Carlos Soler.
I don't think there's one fan today who would have watched that game and felt like they didn't get their money's worth. I don't think there would have been.
It's not about the money's worth. It's not about the money's worth because West Ham fans will go anywhere. Well, no, West Ham fans will go anywhere to watch West Ham. Yeah, when you put the shirt on, AD, right? Yeah, but AD, listen, when you put the shirt on, yeah, we want to see 100% commitment from start to finish. You can't be going into games and having a 40-minute spell and going, oh, well, you know what, I had a good 40-minute spell in the second half. When West Ham fans expect 90 minutes every week. That's all we ask for. Hold on a minute. I'm going to say this.
Liverpool, mate, and Anfield.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's Liverpool or it's Kidderminster Harriers. It doesn't matter if it's Liverpool or Kidderminster Harriers or fucking Millwall. Yeah, West Ham fans have this tradition.
We gave 100% commitment today. I thought in the first half we really dug in deep. To be honest, we had our chances. They had their chances. They're gonna have chances. They're Liverpool Football Club, the champions of the Premier League. You know, so I mean, to expect that they're not going to. To be honest, I think Ollie Scholes had a poor game, and many of the chances came through Ollie Scholes' side. To be honest. And I mean,
but did he have a poor game? Hold on a minute. Did he have a poor game, or was it that he had no support in midfield? Because
he had a poor game. It's just as simple as that. You can't lose Salah 1v1 like that. That's basic defending, like where he tried to overextend and he lost the ball and he lost the man and Salah went in behind. I would have to watch, to be honest, I would have to watch the game again to see maybe things we changed tactically in the second half, which made us better. But to be honest, I mean, I can't, you know, if somebody comes and tells me what's the difference between Lopetegui versus Potter, I would have to bang my head on the wall because, I mean, this performance today was light years above anything we would see under Lopetegui, especially in the London Stadium. Liverpool were literally, they were giving the ball to Salah and telling him, here, go, get your hat-trick or get 4 goals, get 5 goals. Like, that was the game. Today, Mohamed Salah in the second half was anonymous to a point where Arne Slot took him off because he was ineffective. And they needed a goal, by the way, right? And they took him off. That's how good we played today. And to be honest, like for me, going into next season, I'm really positive looking at what I'm seeing right now, especially once we get players in the summer in terms of midfield. I just don't know where the negativity comes from, to be honest. It's beyond me. If people look at the league table and they see us 17th and they think it's all disaster when it's not.
I'm sorry. I can't accept West Ham being 17th, mate. I'm going to be straight. And anyone who accepts that, whether the season's dead or not, is a fucking idiot. Simple as that. I'm going to say it quite openly. Yeah, we are West Ham United, right? Wolves are going to are above us. Everton were miles behind us. Miles. David Moyes goes in there. Hold on. David Moyes goes in there, and they've lost 2 games or 3 games. Since thinking we've won 3 games under Potter's reign.
For me, when Potter got the job, the mission wasn't finishing above 14th or finishing above 15th or 16th. The mission was, what is it that we can do so that the club is in a good position going into next season? What is it that we can do that 2 years from now we are a team that's consistently competing for Europe? That's the vision. The vision isn't getting 14th, the next season getting 12th, and then the season after that getting 16th. This is not what's supposed to happen.
I'm sorry, you can't say that, because when another manager goes into another club, like Wolves hired a new manager, they're finishing above us.
Let's see where Wolves finish next season.
I'm not being funny. I think people are going, oh, wait till next season, yeah? When you've got paying customers, right, and paying fucking people who go to these games, right, travel, spend their money. Hold on, they spend their fucking money to go up there, and you're saying to me 17th's acceptable. 17th's never acceptable for this club, ever. So I'm telling you that now.
So in that case, should all teams have a short-term plan? Like every time a manager comes,
when a manager comes in, right, you're supposed to have a manager bounce, right? West Ham have won 3 games under Potter so far. 3. Leicester, Arsenal, Fulham. Yeah? And that is it. Right. At the end of the day, right, you've got to be better than this. And these sort of 30-minute, 40-minute spells.
We have been considerably better from Lopetegui's tenure. I mean, nobody in the world...
take Lopetegui out of this. He's fucking shit, right? And
but that's what Potter was picking up. Potter was picking up the team that Lopetegui had, the team that Lopetegui created. I think
you're accepting it because of how bad Lopetegui was. Now, at the end of the day, when you see a second half performance like today, where West Ham were fucking good in the second half, where has that been? And every week I do this on the Afterthought. I come on the Afterthought and I say like this and that. And I see other channels saying the same thing. And I see people criticising other channels. People calling that other channels saying, oh no, they're negative. No, it's that we see what's fucking going on. And at the end of the day, I don't want to see West Ham finish 17th. So next week, I expect West Ham to go straight through Southampton, no problem. And if they don't, then I hope you turn up here next week and tell me, oh, don't worry, it's all about next season. Because at the end of the day, this club, has been 6th, 7th, 14th, trophy, 9th. I do not, and I will not accept it, us going back to the fucking 17th and fighting relegation. I will never accept that in my life, ever again. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think the way you see things and the way I see things is completely different. You're very short-minded in terms of today's game, next week's game, the game after that. For me, I'm looking at where I want West Ham to be in a position that 2 years from now, 3 years from now, we are consistently competing for the biggest titles in the world, for competing for Europe. And I know that's not going to change in 1 week and in 2 weeks and in 3 weeks. This requires a proper planning from the ground up. Not just a manager can't just come and wave his wand and magically make things happen. A new manager bounce. You were talking about a new manager bounce. What's that going to do? It's going to get us to maybe 13th or 12th. But is that really going to fix the problems that are there beneath the club? The real problems that we can all see? No, it's not. And that's why it's Potter's job. And he has done it, by the way. He's fixed the defense that we were conceding goals for fun. And he's fixed that now. And going into next season, I'm hopeful that we're going to fix the midfield issue. We already know we have a great attack. So we need to be more optimistic about it and not look at it as, oh, we're finishing 17.
Do you know the reason why I am concerned? Because everyone thinks that it's just going to be hunky-dory this summer. But they keep forgetting, and I say it time and time again, I said it last year, don't you realise who owns this fucking club? And don't you realise that he will fucking get involved in transfers in this coming summer? I said it last year, right? And I told everyone. No cunt listened to me. Everyone goes, you know what, that fat prick doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, I did, didn't I? Because I told you Lopetegui was coming in January, right? And I fucking told people on Spaces that he was going to turn up, and I was right. And I'm telling you again right now, this situation in the summer, I'm concerned. Because if Potter doesn't get the people that he desires and Sullivan fucking turns up and just dishes him out any Tom, Dick or Harry, then we've got a major problem then. Because the manager or the head coach ain't going to get the personnel that he desires. So you better hope and pray, every West Ham fan out there, that Sullivan doesn't get involved. But he is going to be involved because he's on transfers, apparently. That is where I'm worried. And that is where I am bitterly and really concerned. Right, deeply concerned on that. I really am. Lucas, any words from you, mate, before I let AD go?
I I mean, I get it. I get it from both sides. I understand your stance on not being optimistic in the upcoming window because of Sullivan, but I also agree with AD to the point where, like you said, that we can't mention Lopetegui, but Potter is picking up where he left off in the situation he put us in, and in my opinion, to me, again, the question is: it acceptable to finish 17th as a West Ham supporter? The answer is no. But
agree.
In the grand scheme of things, where were we when the Butler got sacked? 14th.
14th.
I'll be honest with you. 14th, 17th. I really could care less the moment that Loppe got sacked.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Because to me, it's going to be very hard to recover from what he left us with. And again, just 14th to 17th, I'm not going to lose sleep over that personally. But that doesn't mean it's not
acceptable, mate.
But again,
I'll just finish on this last thing. For me, the most important thing were the performances. I look at the performances from the Lopetegui's time to the performances now, and I see a vast amount of difference. And that's what gives me optimism for next season. Now, I mean, you may make that face, but I mean, we were getting killed against the big clubs. The big clubs were having their way with us. And this season, and look at it now, we went to the Emirates, we got a result over there. We went to Chelsea and we almost got a point over there.
Right, if we're gonna speak facts, let's speak honest facts. We went to the Emirates, right? And I'll say it again, right? Because it seems like people forget, right? They only hear. I've noticed this on social media. I've noticed it on YouTube. I've noticed it on X. People only hear what they want to hear. So we're going to go through that with the Arsenal game. We scored just before half time. They had no attack. Remember, they had all their attackers were
Come on, mate. They haven't had attack in many of their games.
It doesn't matter. They had a defensive midfielder playing up front. Is that right? Yes or no? Yes, it is.
They still have a defensive midfielder playing against Real Madrid as well. Come on, mate.
Hold on. They had Marino up front. Right, we scored just before half time. One thing I'm going to say this. One thing this club knows how to do is a low block.
Nah,
they know how to do a low block, and they know how to do it properly. And then,
what did Lopetegui do then? If we know how to play a low block, why was
you've got to get Lopetegui out your head, right?
What about when Moyes in 2024, in the second half of 2024? Where was the low block then? Why were we conceding so many goals then?
West Ham know how to do a low block, right? And then Miles Lewis-Skelly gets sent off, and West Ham see the game out, right? But that's a completely different. We are completely talking a different game here. If Arsenal equalise with 10 men, yeah.
But West Ham you just said we're doing facts.
If my aunt had a dick, she'd be my uncle. Come on, man. Let's not do this bullshit.
Don't do that. That's what I'm going to say on that. Do you know what I mean? Right. AD, I'm going to let you go. Right. Take it easy. Bosh.
Take it easy.
Lucas, any final words from you, mate?
No, I mean, again, overall, I think, again, another weird match, but I think we can walk away with some positives. And again, there's no point in arguing or anything. I think we can all just come to agreement that we can walk away with a bit of positivity. That match was not like any other matches that we've sat through the past however many months. We can have a bit to walk away with. But I mean, I'll just keep saying it. I can't wait till the season's over to hopefully turn things around in the summer. But will that happen? I will not bet any money on
that. For me, I'm going to be honest. When I look at West Ham 17th in the league, it's hurtful. It hurts, yeah, and it should have hurt every West Ham fan currently right now, seeing our team there. When you've seen West Ham be the best that they can be and go and win something and be competing for Europe, and to be 17th in the league and having teams like Everton and Wolves overtake us, that to me, this isn't good. This isn't good. And as I say, we're lucky that there's 3 shit teams in the league worse than us. Do you know what I mean? If Ipswich would have beat Wolves last week, yeah, and would have nabbed a few wins this year, they would have been right close to us, right? And we would have been nervous about it. For me, I keep hearing this week in, week out, and I've sort of monitored this over the last month, where people keep saying, "Oh, we haven't got the midfield, But 1 week we play absolutely half decent against Bournemouth in the second half. Well, we are a second half side by all accounts, because it seems like we only come out in the second half. Because first half we're non-existent. Today, I thought we was excellent in the second half, absolutely superb, and I can't question that at all. Right, but the first half we was a bit all over the place. I don't agree with what people are saying about Scholes. Right, so I've got nothing against the kid, but he had no help. He had no help today. He's dealing with one of the best players in the Premier League, like ever. And I'm sorry, I can't expect that of him to do a one-on-one job against Salah. That's being naive, and I'm not naive. Right, you can't be naive to the kid. Like, the kid's learning the job, and he's up against one of the best. And people say, well, he will learn from that. Well, will he? Will he really? Like, he keeps getting hooked. I don't want the kid getting hooked. And next season, if he's our first choice, I want him being on the pitch for 90 minutes, not 60 minutes. So that's a concern. I thought Mo had a good game today. I thought Paqueta had a go, and I definitely think it's a foul. I'm going to be straight. That second goal, I think it's a foul on him from McAllister. And if we get the foul, we're on the attack. Do you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but we also got away with no handball.
That
JWP handball, I'll be honest. I'm obviously happy it didn't get called because I support West Ham, but
yeah,
I don't know how that was a handball called on us. But
I know, mate. I know.
That's the state of officiating nowadays.
Yeah, but you know what? It is what it is. Liverpool 2, West Ham United 1. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to E20 Zone TV. It's been quite a feisty one today. I do not agree with what AD said. And he might think it's 17th acceptable. I don't. Do you know what I mean? Because you've got to have momentum going into the new season, and at the minute we've got no momentum. We're just stalling. And as people say, I can't wait for the season to end. Yeah, but we've still got games to play. Do you know what I mean? We can't have this attitude, right? In a few weeks' time, we've got Tottenham at the London Stadium. Are people telling us that they don't care if we lose that?
I actually think that'll be an absolute corker of a match.
I actually think so, and all, mate. Do you know what I mean? So you know,
I might be up for that one.
Yeah, I can't lose to them, and you know it is what it is. But for me, I'm gutted to lose today. But I think there was a lot of things that sort of happened in that second half where it sort of proves that the formation, when you do go a bit more positive, West Ham are quite a decent side. And if we had some end product, we'd be laughing.
Again, it's a tough one because I think at the end of the day, it's all about the philosophy and not really the formation. I think no matter what formation you throw out there, you can be either attacking, defensive, stagnant, progressive. Like it really doesn't matter. And for me, I think we changed philosophy second half. Maybe we just said, fuck it. We're going to go for it. The players either said it, Potter said it, who knows? But that's all we can really take from the match is that another bang average first half where we were unlucky in certain situations, but fortunate in others. And then second half was just, again, a complete different show than the first. So
yeah. Quick thoughts on Guilherme, mate, before we make a move.
It's all right.
Yeah, I thought we done okay today. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing of any note. But listen, I'm gutted to lose. I really am. I think we deserve the point there. But this sort of bipolar, 1 minute we're good, 1 minute we're fucking unreal. Yeah, if we can just get that unreal all the time, we'll be laughing, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is.
Need some balance in this life.
Fucking yeah, absolutely. I will be doing the player ratings later on this evening. I might do it pre-recorded or I might do it live. Who knows? You can decide in the chat. But listen, thanks for watching anyway. I really do appreciate it. We have many debates, but we're all friends on E20 Zone TV. Me and Luke is going to go and kill each other. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But yeah, listen, enjoy your Sunday wherever you are. West Ham lose on Merseyside, gutted. But it is what it is, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That they're a very good side, and we're learning on the job. Peace.